AFC currently has the better division winners. If we're talking about playoff picture getting shaped up, this weekend is going to be a big indicator of what happens. The AFC is shaping out to have better division winners, but the NFC has better wild card teams, right? So, meaning there's a lot of parity in NFC. So you're going to have the NFC North, 3 teams are getting in the playoffs. Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit are getting in. And there might be an 11 or 12 win team in the NFC that has to go on the road in a playoff game, right? Because if Seattle or Arizona wins the division in the NFC, they're going to win it with 10 wins or 9 maybe. They can go 9-7 and win the division, 9-8. And you're going to have a 12, 13 win Minnesota team going on the road. So that's the parity that's going on in the NFC. The AFC is top heavy. The division winners are really good. Your wild card team should be wild card teams. So with that, it's going to segue us over to this. When it comes to the San Francisco 49ers, all right, has the Super Bowl window closed for them? Meaning, I know they haven't won a Super Bowl, but Kyle Shanahan's been to a few, right? So is his Super Bowl window closing with this iteration of this team, with the guys that were all pros at one point in their career? These guys are getting older, all right? They 5-6 right now, going out to Buffalo, a rested Buffalo team, and it ain't looking good for them. Brock Purdy might play, but he ain't 100%. Brandon Ayuk is out. Deebo is banged up. Trent Williams is getting older and banged up. Nicky Bosa's hurt. Kittle is playing hurt. Not sure if McCaffrey is 100% with the tendonitis in the Achilles. Yet, so they don't look good. It's looking like all these guys are getting older and more hurt. And I just don't see how this window stays open with the 49ers. So I think the window is closed. But I believe in John Lynch. I believe in Kyle Shanahan. But there are some things that need to happen if they want to keep this window open. And it all boils down to Brock Purdy. Okay? Because after this season, Brock Purdy's contract is up and he's going to be wanting the max. He can even use last week's game as leverage, saying, look, y'all saw how old boy looked against the Packers. Y'all might need me. So he can probably use that as leverage to get max dollars, but will that benefit him in the long run? Because who's he going to play with? If he's getting the money, everybody else is leaving. So I think to preserve his career and to keep this championship window open, he needs to take the Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes approach. What I mean by that is a team-friendly deal. You can still make your money. Get 30, 35 million, 40 even maybe. But to try to go get Dak money and get 60, you're going to be playing with bad players. Not bad, but you're not going to be playing with all pros anymore. So I think he should take that approach. I get it. I'm not going to count another man's pockets. Obviously, Brady and Mahomes situation is different because they're making money off the field. They got all the endorsements. Every commercial you turn to, Patrick Mahomes is in it. This dude has ownership in teams all over Kansas City. Brady was with Giselle. He had the TB12 thing cracking. So they had endorsements outside of football. So they could, quote unquote, afford to take less money, I guess. Whereas Brock is a Mr. Irrelevant last pick. He needs to get his bag. I get that. But at what cost? Figuratively and literally. Because if you get max dollars, you're not going to have anybody to play football with. And if he does that, this championship window, that window slams closed. So I think if he wants to play winning football, he's got to take a team-friendly deal. Maybe it's bonuses and incentives on the back end. They do that a lot in football. But to keep these guys intact or keep money around so you can get guys to stay in San Francisco. I think that's the move. Again, it's Brock Purdy's pockets. But if he does not do that, I think this championship window is all predicated on Brock Purdy, and not because of his play. It ain't like Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow had the quote, "As long as I'm the quarterback, the championship window is open." I don't think this is that. He ain't Joe Burrow. But the championship window is predicated on his contract. Whether he takes a team-friendly deal or a player-friendly deal will determine if this window is open or closed. And if he does the right thing, it'll stay open. But I think this championship window is closed because these players are starting to get depleted. And everybody talks about how great, Deebo and all these guys are. Deebo was a all-pro one time. All right, so let's not act like these guys are perennial all-pros. They're good. But what it looks like this season, man, it ain't getting any better soon. Going into Buffalo, I don't think it's going to be great either. They're going to be 5-7. This team could miss the playoffs. They are the last place team in the NFC West. And if you'd have told me that in September, I'd have laughed at you. So due to injuries and age and just people figuring these guys out, I don't know what it is. It looks like that championship window is closing as we speak for the San Francisco 49ers.